prospects say to you, how much money are you making? I totally have. And I remember when I first was getting started, I hated this objection and I wasn't sure what to say. I didn't know how to go, move forward with it. And to be honest with you, we were just getting started and hadn't made any money. So we're going to cover all of those different things, what to say, how you should posture. And I'm actually going to go over 4 different things that you can use as your comeback. I remember years ago, when people would ask me this objection, and quite frankly, it would just be one of those things where it would get under my skin because I was like, I'm just getting started. Sometimes they do it and it's true and it's genuine, and sometimes they do it with a little swagger and you're like, let me smack you. You know what I'm talking about. Are you with me? Has this ever happened to you guys? Because it's totally happened to me. So we're going to talk about 4 different things that you can say when you're talking to the prospects as kind of a comeback. Now, some of them are more lengthy and some of them are pretty short, but depending on what you want to start with, the first thing I would say that I absolutely love is when somebody says, well, how much money are you making? You can say, hey, you know what, to be honest, how much money have you made so far? How much money did you make your first month? You can say, hey, you know what, to be honest, I don't even know. I am still getting paid on what I did my very first month. Now, that one little sentence right there, to me, it's like the saving grace from heaven. And here's why. Number 1, you could be just getting started and you're brand new and the prospects, say this to you and they're just kind of, coming off a little strong. You're like, I don't know. And that's a great comeback, because if you talk to one person and that person gets in and they start building a team, or maybe you have one person that comes on as a customer, that's the nature of what we do in network marketing. You could have one person join your team and they could be with you a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now. And there's no telling what could come from that one person. Now let's just talk customers. I mean, just think about yourself. Do you have products that you use that you've been using for a long time? I know there's products I have been using for as long as I can remember, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And that is how our customers can be with us. So you could pick up one customer your very first month, not think much about it, and that customer could be with you for years and years to come. So when somebody says to you, hey, how much money are you making? You say, you know what, to be honest, I have no idea. I'm still getting paid on what I did my very first month. That is a true and accurate statement. It works if you are just getting started and it's like your first 30 days in the business. It also works, let's say you've been doing the business and you're still kind of coming along. You haven't got the full breakthrough that you're looking for just yet, but maybe you've been in 3 months, 6 months, a year. Use that as well. And here's the beauty of this. There may be some people in your team, or maybe this is for you. Let's say you talk to just one person. You didn't knock it out of the park your first month. You just talked to one person your first month. And have you ever had someone that didn't join on the spot, but they joined later? I have. Has that happened for you? Okay, so let's say you talked to one person. That's all you did your first month. They did not sign up. But later on, that person can join. So really, if you did just one tiny little thing when you first got started, you can use that sentence over and over and over, and it is true, it's accurate, and you know what? What's great about this is that it gets your prospect's mind thinking about what is possible. It gets your prospect's mind thinking about the power of residual income. Now, one thing I'll say is when people ask you this question, it can't be about you. They want to try and make it about you, and I think you have to use your wisdom and your discernment as to why are they asking you this question. Don't they know you're just getting started, right? Why are they asking you this question? Some people are asking it because they kind of want to know, hey, what's possible? What could happen? Like, oh, if you did this, okay, maybe I could do that too, right? So that's one, I guess, frame that they may come from. Another frame is more like the cocky, and they just want to, put their hand up in your face and how much money are you making kind of thing, right? So you have to kind of decide where it is that they're coming from. Now, when I say it can't be about you, that may sound kind of strange because you're like, well, of course it's about me because they're asking me how much money I've made. Here's what I can tell you. There is no right answer. So just relieve the pressure off of your mind. And the reason I say that is because let's say it's day 1 or your first week or your first month or your first 6 months. I don't care how long you've been in and you haven't made any money. If you say, oh, well, I haven't made any money, not the right answer, right? But let's say you've been in for a little while and you've made money, like you made lots of money. There's no number you could pick that's going to satisfy your prospect's mind. It's either too little or too much. And the reason I say that is at some point, when business is booming and things are just rolling, you will get to a spot in your life where when you tell your prospect, if somebody asks you this question, you actually tell them how much you make, it's going to sound ridiculous. Okay? It's going to sound like you're lying or it's too good to be true or something. When you 10x your income, when you make, in 1 month, what someone would make in 1 year, the annual salary, and you make that in a month, it sounds retarded. Okay, I mean, that's the beauty of what we do, is that that's possible. But what I'm just getting at, the point that I'm making is that it cannot be about you. It has to be about what's possible. It has to be about helping your prospect kind of get the vision for, oh, you got started, you've been in 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, and you're still getting paid on what you did? Not like that at my job. If I don't go to work, I don't get paid, right? And so we have to get them kind of thinking. We have to get their wheels turning. You may say, hey, they may ask you, well, how much money are you making? Say, hey, you wouldn't believe you if I told you. You could say that. Another one you could say is, I'm right on track. Now, this is one I learned. This is probably the classic, what do you say when they ask you this question, right? This is something I learned when I first got started in network marketing, and I used it, and I think it's awesome. I think the first one's great too. This one's good. So we're gonna go over a couple options. You can try one on for size, see what's gonna work best for you, okay? So how does the whole I'm right on track? Let's say you're just getting started. Let's say you've done, you're having a little bit of success. Hey, you know what? I just got started. In my first 30 days, I did X, $500, $1,000, whatever you did, right? And I'm right on track too. So when you say I'm right on track too, if this is a friend or somebody that you know, they should maybe know a little bit about your life. Hey, you know what? I'm right on track to getting out of debt. Hey, you know what? I'm right on track to paying off my house. Hey, you know what? I'm right on track to paying off my car. Hey, you know what? I'm right on track to, putting the entire college fund aside for little Sammy or whatever. Use your, hey, I've done this and I'm right on track. And you know what? Another way you can do I'm right on track is, let's say somebody is brand new and they're just getting started. Maybe they're in that first 30 days. Right now, there's a lot of upfront bonuses that companies offer in the first 30 days. So like, for example, with us, with what we do, we actually have $1,400 that people can pick up on in the first 30 days. So how somebody might do that is, let's say they have not done one piece of business. They've earned 0 commissions, right? What can they say? Hey, you know what? I am just getting started, but I'm right on track to make $1,400 in my first 30 days. As long as they're out there and they're doing something and they can say that, they can say that truthfully, I think that is an awesome, awesome way to go. So, are you guys getting value out of this so far? Has this been helpful? Could you see yourself doing this? I mean, could this be something that the next time a prospect says to you, how much money are you making? And they got their little swagger thing going on. You actually are strong and you're confident because you know what to say. Could you see yourself doing this? Also, we have one more we're gonna go over. So if this has been helpful to you so far, you can share and pass it on. Just invite your friends and they can join us before we wrap things up. Okay, so the last one is, let's say you're getting started and you like the, I'm still getting paid on it. You like the I'm right on track. Here's another one that you can use that is also very helpful, is use the power of the success of the people that you're working with. So you might have, an awesome team that's knocking it out of the park and they have all kind of crazy success stories. Maybe you were even featured in Success from Home magazine, your company, right? And some of your top leaders are in there. That is a great way to go. Let's say there's one person in particular that, you're like, hey, this person is my mentor. They're taking me by the hand and I'm walking through the exact same, footprints that they did when they first got started. And this is what they did. Do you see how that works? It's kind of cool because you basically, again, you get the show right off of you onto what is possible, what's the vision, what could be. So how does that work? Is, someone says, well, how much money are you making? Say, hey, you know what, I'm just getting started, but I'm working with this awesome team. And we have leaders that, have never done this a day before in their life. And here's some of the success stories. And you can start going through some of these success stories. So that is the last one. So guys, take these, use them, put them in your arsenal and train your team, because there is nothing more deflating than when someone asks you this question and you're like, like you look like the deer in the headlights, right? It's like you're stumped, right? So take it, use it, apply it, train your team with this, because we have an absolutely incredible profession. And it's terrible because there are some things out there in the earth where people, they have preconceived notions, right? And so we need to help them get the big picture of what's possible. That somebody can come in with, doesn't matter their educational background, doesn't matter if they make a lot of money or a little bit of money, doesn't matter where their family is from, doesn't matter if they know a lot of people or if maybe they just, moved new to an area. It just doesn't matter, but it's possible. We've seen people that had like 4th grade education go and start making $250,000 a year. I mean, is that not crazy? I mean, I think that's pretty crazy because certainly you would not do that in the corporate world, right? You would go to school for years and years and years. You would come out with this wonderful stack of debt. And then when you're done, you might, go get a job and work for a company that starts you off at maybe 50 grand, 60 grand. And, after 20 years, you finally work your way up. Well, we have the opportunity to compress that time frame into a 3 to 5 year period. If you just put your head down, you do what you gotta do, you build your list, you contact your people, you get some people started, and you help them launch them with their business, there's no telling what can happen. Generations can be changed by what we have our hands on. So guys, I hope you take this, you use it, you apply it. One other thing that has been so very valuable is this whole thing that we're on right now, social media. How to use this to build your business. How to use this, which is something that could be a time sucker or something that, people just use to get on there and play or communicate with family, but how to use this to harness its power and build something that can create a legacy for you and your family. I mean, imagine this. Would life be different for you if, you jump on your computer, here it is, almost 10 o'clock at night, and you see that there's people reaching out to you saying, hey, I want to hear about what you're doing. Hey, can you give me some info on your product? Hey, I'd really like to, it looks like you're doing something where you might be working from home. Can you tell me more about that? I just had a baby. I don't want to go back to work. Tell me what you got. I mean, would that be cool? Would that change some things for you? Well, I believe it can. And I know it's made a huge difference for me and my family. I'm going to give you something that I believe will help you. So if you click on the link that's listed in the description, it is actually an audio download that will train you on the principles of how this whole thing works. How does attraction marketing work anyways? Because most people, they get out there and they just post their company and their product all over the place, and they often end up repelling the people that they want to attract. So click on the link that's listed in the description. It's my free gift to you. It covers the 4 essential elements for attracting prospects using social media. So guys, take these points, use them, train it with your team, pass this video along if it was helpful, and that's it. So have an amazing night. It was so great to see you all, and I will see you all next time.
For more great training and to receive your free MP3 download on how to attract prospects using social media, the 4 essential elements to attracting prospects, visit summergeronimo.com.